Hi guys, on my last video, the Stratholme 280 Plus boost, Lugo86 asked me, how are you able to reduce the amount of times the silence effect from the Crypt spiders is placed on you? And yeah, what should I say? I can't reduce the time they silence me. And I noted this myself while boosting 280 that 1 out of 5 times I died from the silence. So yeah, I figured out a way to improve the pull that I never die. It's still the same amount of mobs, but it's a different way to pull and to kill. So what I changed first was I used Dabiris Enigma and a little bit more defensive gear than before. So let me show you what I changed. So the first part here is pretty normal. I use Earthen Elixir that reduce damage taken from auto attacks, and yeah, the other stuff is just spell power shit. So here on this pack, most of the time around this light is another skeletal guardian, and just wait till it's around here and then you can sneak through them. So when it's near the light, you will aggro them and have to reset. So this is the first tricky part. You want to try to sneak between these mobs here, and sometimes the second Crypt spider on this way can run to the right side and you have to wait a little bit. And here I changed that I run on the right side. On my 280 video I ran this way, and then I pulled this pack, included the spider. So I tried to pull lesser spiders and more ghouls. So this is what I changed. I normally use 1 lesser ward of shielding, because it's, yeah, for the first pull you absorb 1000 damage and yeah, it's like 20 silver. And I'd like to use 1 greater ward of greater rune of warding. It's 2g for 1 hour, and yeah, it's not a lot, but 400 HP is 400 HP. So what I can recommend is to bring some mana and health potions. You don't really need the superior, the super healing and mana potion. You can just use the normal ones that you can loot from boosting Stratholme. So when you pull the first pack, when you on the right side here, and this is a level 60 ghoul, you will face aggro him. And since this can happen, yeah, quite some time, I started my pull here so that it's not random which level this ghoul is. When I pull this from the right side, I don't aggro the Crypt crawler. So yeah, that's the first improvement. So I start here, I pull the first one. You see, even on level 59 they pull, but not the Crypt spider. Now I pull them with rank 1 exorcism, stay here and wait. Use Dabiris Enigma to avoid as much damage as possible, and then I pull them. I wait here to avoid the Banshee, but most of the time the Banshee pulls, but that's not a problem. So here I use my Bob, and here I use my first consecration, run around here. Now I use my freedom, pull the mobs on this side, and here I use a grenade and rocket boot out. On this way, put down consecration, 1 big heal, and then run. Here try to find 1 caster, pull them as mana tap, and consecration. So now we just search for 1 mob with a lot of HP and try to get down as many consecrations as possible. So you see the silence kicks in, you can't really do a lot about it. So just spam it and hope that you can get as much as possible out. So here I try to find some Crypt bees. I have a macro for this. So now we just use the bubble, we use the first bomb, and now we try to do as much damage as we can. One big heal, and here is where the mana pot can come in handy. Now we use Dabiris. You see we have a lot of silence, and I not even used my shield. That was a mistake on my side. Switch to Force Reactive Disc to execute them. They would be down by now. But you see, even without the damage from the shield, it's quite easy to do this pull. Because you pull 2 to 3 lesser spiders, and with Dabiris I take lesser damage while pulling, and I have 15 more seconds to damage them. So I can use my Divine Shield not to survive, rather than just do more damage to kill them. And yeah, this is what I changed. It's the exact same number of mobs. You will end up with around 280, sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less, depends. And the second pull and the third pull, it's just the same as my last video. You skip the entire first pull, go to the left side. If you have some boosties here, the second pull ends inside the cave, and the third pull is the Giga pull with 140 mobs, and you do the third pull and the first pull from the normal boost in one. So yeah, that is what I changed. I hope you like my improvements, and if you found some new ways to do even bigger pulls in Undead, I would love to see them. Just write them down in the comments, and yeah. Let's try to do 300.